Let's just go live. We're having so much fun. Come on in.
Happy New Year.
Happy Merry New Year.
Good morning.
It should be illegal to have this much fun every morning.
That's a fact.
It really is, man. Great. Good morning, Debbie Hammer. First in the house. Good to see you. Happy New Year.
This is the conversation. This is how we're kicking it
off. The conversation today for sure. Just lots of good stuff happening. I don't know about you. I feel so good being back in the flow. You know, this is my detox time, so it's working. I'm down a couple of lbs. Gonna get back in fighting shape. You know, it's all good stuff.
It's been great. I mean, getting back to coaching and getting back to having some conversations with some people in the beginning of the year and helping them. Like, we did a great exercise with Kim yesterday. We cut her goal. Like, she had a 90-day goal. We cut it to 30 days. Like, we literally cut 60 days off of it because we reprioritized. We got down to what actually needed to get done and then said, all right, throw it on the calendar. There's no reason that this can't be done next week. So let's set the goal to have this done by the end of the month. So it's just awesome. Just great to get done.
You know, that validates my 30-day challenge. Anybody can do anything for 30 days. So if you're willing to manage people first out of the gate, what are we doing every day? All of a sudden, you're a rocket ship by February. It's just going, man. The pistons are moving and things are
Jimbo
going.
In the house this morning with a Happy New Year, by the way, because it was his first time in the huddle. So he said, Happy New Year to everyone.
I see Jim. Nice to see you, Jim. It was so great seeing you over the holidays. I love what Mark is doing, what a tradition he's building. Good morning, Andrea. It is so good to see you in the huddle. Miss you. It's been a couple of weeks. I know we're going to get together this week. For those that are early in the huddle, for those that are like struggling with getting back in it, it doesn't get much worse than this. Shay, show me what happened in I-95 in DC.
Oh no. And you're going there?
Listen to me. There were people stuck there for 24 hours. 24 hours. Shay, there was a video. Did we not load the video?
I didn't know you wanted.
Okay, no worries. It was the news report is like, oh my God, just, you know, crazy. So the next time something bad happens to you, go, not as bad as that.
I had my coaching call with Jeremy from Roar Agency up in Cincinnati, and I was like, so what's the temperature there? Like 25 degrees? He's like, oh yeah, it's pretty nippy out here right now. And I was like, I went for a walk in shorts last night. Good for you guys.
I mean, can you just imagine that you already have airline troubles and then you land and you get in your car?
You're stuck in an Uber for 24 hours? Could you imagine being stuck with your Uber driver for 24 hours?
I don't know. Maybe you get hungry or something, you know. Dee Robinson in the house. She's living that cold weather stuff. I think Dee is in through YouTube. Nice.
There's Jeremy this morning. Coming in with a hello. Good to see you, Jeremy. Great call yesterday.
Great post yesterday. Love that you're sparking the reading. And my suggestion stands. That was the best book I've read in recent memory. It is so good about prioritizing and things that we get uptight about. It was one of those that I basically, on the plane reading it, was laughing out loud. People were like, saying what's up. So anyway, we're well into our time. Let's wake up. I got tons of really good content today. Wisdom Wednesday. We are going to reflect with Coach Nudelberg on last year and ask him some very poignant questions that he does not know.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up, come on, wake up, everybody, teach a new way, maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in there, no more back to thinking, time for thinking ahead, come on now.
Had the music playing in the background. Rookie move. Sorry about that. Shout out to Mary Beth. Great starting the year with you. Awesome session. So I want to bring this question up. I think it's really relevant. But before I bring up the question, I want Larry David to tee it up for us.
Randy.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm a friend of Susie's.
I know, yeah.
Happy New Year.
It's a little late, frankly, for the Happy New Year's, you know?
Why? Just happened a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that's too long. Statute of limitations is kind of run out on the New Year's. 3 days. Plenty.
3 days.
I love it. I love it.
So this is a very relevant question. Jake and I were in the hot tub yesterday. A whole bunch of people, weather's beautiful. I asked the question, I go, when's it's appropriate to stop saying, one guy goes, 1 day. I'm like,
Soup Nazi.
that's what I say. Holy shit. I go,
Works for you.
So listen, when it's someone's birthday and you haven't seen them a week or two later, you say, hey, happy birthday, right? So what is the appropriate thing? Is it okay to do it at the end of January? Is it all of January? Is it not good in February? Let me hear your take.
I want everybody to talk about it in the comments too. Like, I want everybody to give us their take on how long. I think you get the first week of January. Anybody you see for the first time in that week, you say Happy New Year to. But once that week is over, Happy New Year is done. Like, you're already into the new year. You could ask people how your new year was, what you did, but it's like 6 months later, you didn't see me because of my birthday, and you go, happy birthday.
Well,
My
6
birthday was
months
6
is
months
an
ago.
extreme.
Well,
So for me, I'm going to be speaking in DC next Tuesday. Okay. So
Yeah.
when I get up and speak to the audience, I'm going to say, hey, Happy New Year. It's like,
look, the answer is resounding that it's the first week. Everybody, you get
by
1
the
week.
15th, Greg Goldstein coming in by the 15th. I think it's the month of January. Okay.
1 week.
Look at this. Oh, man. Ding, 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 ding.
I love it. 7 to 10 days.
So I'm going to reach out to Les. I'm reaching out to you next week just to piss you off and say, oh, that's great. So it's just a fun fact that there is no real rule.
Right.
You got to go with whatever feels comfortable. So that's really cool. So Christian, who texted us, that was really cool.
It was great. It was great timing. So I saw a video on social media the other day that somebody was talking about, like, look, you're not going to hear from me on Christmas. You're not going to hear from me on New Year's. He's like, you're going to hear from me on January 5th. He goes, and I'm going to knock out all of the happy holidays. Hope you had a great time, family, New Year. You're going to get all that from me on the 5th. And I'm going to wait till after the crowd because I don't want to be caught up in everybody else's messages.
Look at Brian until next New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Fantastic. Have
Great
to do a
start to the
special
conversation.
shout out. Elaine Spector is in the house. I would say that she is probably the best example of somebody who took the training, put it into work, does it every day. If you're not following her, follow her. She is awesome. She speaks highly about diversity, real poignant stuff,
Yeah.
and has one new business because of it. Hello.
Subject matter expert.
Hello and Happy New Year, Elaine Spector.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Great. I
1
have not
week is the rule, by the way. So
What's that?
if we're going with the masses, 1 week is the rule. You get the first week of January. So when you speak next week, don't wish everybody a happy New Year. Don't be that
I'm bringing
guy.
it up. I'm opening up the conversation. They're gonna know I'm real, man. It's totally cool. So anyway, Happy New Year to everybody. What I thought we'd do today, which is kind of cool, Mark talks a lot about in coaching, you reflect, you go back, you personally reflect, you team reflect, you look at the what circumstances, everything that's happening, your environment, everything around you. So Shay, could you show me the word reflection? If you go to the dictionary and look at it, it's serious thought or consideration is one of the sayings about it. So Mark, I want to ask you, I have 11 questions. I don't know how many we'll get to, but I want to ask you 11 questions. In between, we'll have a halftime. We'll play some really cool motivational music, but it's a time to reflect just on your experience from 2021, and you can share that with people. So number one on the hit parade, what did you achieve last year that surprised you?
Interesting. It's an interesting question. I think physically I got in shape to a place that I didn't think I could do in my early 30s, in my mid 30s, at 34. I didn't think I could reach a level of fitness that I did midway through the year. I think that was something that surprised me. I didn't know my body would get to where it got to.
So the second part of that question, which is the first really good answer, how did that come about and why does it surprise you?
How did that come about? That came about because I challenged myself both nutritionally and physically. I tried new things. I did Whole30 with Gabby, which was an unbelievable experience. Learning to cut out gluten, learning to cut out grains, learning to cut out dairy, learning to cut out sugar changed the way I looked at food. And because I looked at food differently, the way my normal diet changed after I got off of Whole30 revolutionized the way I ate. So I was eating differently. And then I found a great gym that I stayed consistent to, and at one point was working out somewhere between 5 and 6 times a week, really challenging my body every day. And that was the recipe. Was I increased and challenged myself physically and really had a whole new philosophy on how to eat.
Love that answer. Okay. Number 2, how are you a different person now than you were last year at this time, excluding physical?
It's a really good question. I think
These were well prepared, my son. Well prepared. If you like, next week you could ask me the same question.
This is a great question. And it's not fair that I wasn't prepared for this, but
totally fair. I want to see you squirm a little bit, man. Come on.
Candidly, I feel more confident now than I have in the last 3 years of being out of football. You know, I talk about spending 14 years as a football coach. I was so confident in my ability to walk into a room and move an organization, move a team, teach the kids, develop culture. I was so confident in my ability to do that because I had practiced the reps and I had done it so much that having come out of last year, I really didn't know how I was going to be able to coach virtually and how it was all going to translate. And at the end of last year, getting specifically 3 messages about people who got promoted and them giving me credit for getting them there or helping get them there. I have a confidence about helping people and in my ability to translate my skills to help individuals in this world differently than I have before.
Great. I will add to that when you took the stage, which is a whole nother ballpark. I know you've spoken in front of teams, and that in and of itself is a stage. I've been fortunate to sit in those rooms. You pointed to me as the old guy in the back crying. So now I'm the old guy but when you took that stage, there was a confidence about you that the year prior you would not have had. Right. So I'll validate that for you.
Thank you.
Number 3, who did you meet or reconnect with this year that made a difference in your life?
Wow.
Woo!
Wow. That's tough. I met a lot of really, really great people last year. The person that I met, so the person that I met that made a difference. It's not somebody who I've known.
These any way you want there. I just thought, again, in reflecting, these are probing questions. This is what people do to themselves to get answers and move forward. And, self-diagnostic is so
I spent a lot of individual time with Joe Mullings last year in one-on-one meetings. And he challenged me in what I thought, and he challenged me to think differently. He created a lot of professional growth in me that was really fantastic, and I owe him a lot for that, because it was a huge growth moment for me in looking at what I really wanted to do, how I really wanted to do it, where I fit into the puzzle. So I give a lot of credit to Joe for taking that time out. We were in a bi-weekly meeting where it was great. He allowed me to ask him questions and open up the book any which way we wanted to go. And it was one of those sending the elevator back down moments that you talk about from some of your experiences. So I give a lot of credit to Joe for doing that. And
I love that. I really, really, really love that you went there, because that was an opportunity that you grasped without me.
Right.
You said, I want this time, I've done my fair share of mentoring you, but when it's National Mentor Month,
right.
You find somebody like that who is willing to share. All you got to do is ask, and he gave you great time, and he's such a serious guy. He's got a very different.
I want to tell a little story about that, because I think this is good for people to hear. I asked for time with him, and what I got back initially was not what I had asked for. There was either a miscommunication, or the way I had asked it didn't get delivered correctly. And I was asking for one-on-one developmental time with him, and we came back with a calendar invite for everybody to have a get on the ball, get on the page, or get on the same page meeting. And I could have just tucked my tail and walked away, but I didn't. I came back and said, hey, Joe, I appreciate you grabbing the time for that. I think it's good for us to do that as well. But I'm really looking for some one-on-one time for you and I to spend, to where there can be some mentorship and some growth. And then he made time for that. So I think, like, if you don't get it the first time, or it doesn't translate, or it doesn't happen, ask again. Like, stay persistent, that follow up, but make sure that your intentions are understood and you give yourself the chance to get what you want.
Love it. We're going to meet with him today, which is always a treat. He's super bright, super serious, super disciplined, and certainly a great role model for us all. So that's great. So I'm going to give you a chance to just digest. We'll play a little motivational music, which is the song dictates how much opportunity there is for everybody. Shay, take us away.
Undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Yeah.
So, speaking about the book being unwritten, what major accomplishment are you looking forward to this year?
There's no doubt. And I was glad that we're going to get to that, because I thank you for the opportunity, because the experience of writing the book that's coming out this year, which is really our book. It's written from my perspective. It's going to have a lot of your takes on my story in there. But my book is going to come out this year, and the exercise of writing it, working with Ginger, has been absolutely phenomenal. I'm so excited, and now having revised the chapters and now having you go through them.
Oh, I'm going through them, my son.
I'm so excited about
beautiful.
it. So it's really the thing. And to think, like, when you talk about last year, all of the things that happened, like, we launched Get on the Ball. We had an unbelievable year in business. I got married. Gabby got pregnant. We got in a house. Like, we built this whole thing. It's impossible for me to build the top 5 things that happened last year. I started writing the book. You made the decision that it should be my book from my perspective, with everybody included. And just I'm so thankful for last year. It was such an incredible year of growth that, that was part of what I said at the end of the year, was like, I hope that next year just brings me a fraction of the growth and the people and the quality that it did this past year.
So, it's interesting for me, coming to that decision is my growth, is that, I have my second book in the hopper. It was more important for you at your stage, your age, your growth, to have a book. It took me 58 years to write a book. You're doing it at 35. The world's your oyster. To me, to think about me at 35 writing a book was like a non-starter. There was no freaking way that I would ever do it. But I did it later on in life, which was in and of itself proof that you're never too old, you can do it. There's tons of people looking at, thinking about putting their thoughts in writing. 1% of the people actually do that. And you have something to say. I spent a lot of time with Ginger yesterday. And because of the process of what you did, of what I did, and then what you did, and me being involved in that, I'm super stoked to do my second book, which she's loaded up to do. And she's amazing. You're right. It was a great experience. So I want to close out today with one more question. So just so everybody knows, I'm super fucking proud of you. So this doesn't get any better, because as I'm reading it, it's like, holy shit, man, this is totally real. And I just wish that feeling on everybody. You and Lori Salarillo will have a book that comes out next year. And Lori's book is going to be, if she's not on Oprah, I'll be disappointed. And you, I think you will be invited on Sports Talk. You'll be invited on, I think, there's a real roadmap there for you. But my last question is, what things, it says 3 things, but you can go 1, 2, or 3 things did you do this year for others without any intrinsic reward? You just did them.
I would say the thing that stands out is introductions, is giving. Like, the thing I've done and consistently done because of you is introduce people that I think should know each other. And like, I had somebody tell me that, like, hey, you were instrumental in the growth of my business because you introduced me to somebody, and I don't work for them. I don't have a referral fee with them. I just did it because I knew them, and I was like, you guys should just know each other. And it worked out really well. So the giving of whatever it is that I have, I think it's a little generic, but I pulled it from you. It's what I learned from you. And it's what I've learned from my career. I've realized is that if I just do the right thing and I just do what I feel is right in my heart, it ends up working out. I don't know how it's going to work out. Always. 1,000% of the time. And I don't have a plan for it. Like, I don't want people to think that, like, I have this plan. There's sometimes I just do things and it ends up bringing opportunity and good things happen. And so I think that's really the thing, is that I found ways to give the things that I had, whether it be my time. There were MC events that I did, whether it be introductions to people and helping them meet and do things. But that's what it is. Like, and it's my home, like inviting people into my home. And the thing I'm most proud of, and I really believe this, is Christmas. I think 2 years in a row, I've built a place where every extension of our family is coming to. And that, to me, is the thing I'm most proud of.
And everybody that was there feels it the same way. So what a Wisdom Wednesday. I think you bestowed lots of stuff. God, the audience stuck with us.
Thank you, guys.
Hope that the Huddle found value in this. These are deep questions. These are the kind of things I sit up early in the morning creating real knowledge, real curiosity about what's in someone's mind. Any of these questions you can ask yourself. You can ask the people around you. When you ask questions like this, you develop deep, meaningful relationships that are much more than the superficial bullshit Happy New Year. Okay.
That you can only say for 1 week.
Right. So load yourself up with these questions. I have tons of them after all of the podcasts, and I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows. If you put on this, it could be in the thousands. You know, that's where shit happens when you take the time to think, dig, and ask. Curiosity kills it, baby. I'm proud of you, kid. What a Wisdom Wednesday. Tough act to follow tomorrow, man. I don't know.
Yeah, we might just flip the script. I might just do the same damn thing for you.
That would be totally fine. I got a head up on you because
no doubt. I might have to create some new questions that you're unprepared.
It is time to get down to business. Thank you for being you. Thank you all for being here. All of the comments, all the stuff. And I promise you that January 18th, I'm wishing you all a happy.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.